Comic 160, and the really funny thing is that I can't believe I'm doing 160 of these. I checked sometimes when I edit the playlist of all the comics, which I wonder if I should mix those up and have a playlist for each storyline. Oh, that would be such a pain. No, I'm not going to do it. Decided. But when you have a look at the playlist says that there is something like 13 and a half hours of these. So if you sat down and watched all of them from 1 through to 160, it would be 13 hours. Sorry. I have 13 hours of my voice on the internet right now. Actually, I probably have a lot more than that. Right, this is a comic. So Kenny's going back to talk to Charles at the pet store. Now, I wonder if I named him Charles because he's blonde. Because the blonde Charles is in Penny Arcade. I'm sure that's just a coincidence because this guy looks nothing like Charles. He works at a store. He's a clerk. We're going to need a whole lot of those vicious dogs over there. Anyway, could we get them all in one big box or something? Make sure they haven't been fed. I must have angry hounds and see if we can sharpen their teeth more. They don't seem nearly pointy enough. Get all that? Is this all for some Siegfried and Roy show or what? I'm not certain I spelled Siegfried and Roy properly. Siegfried and... Wow, I did spell it right. Look at that. So Siegfried and Roy, for anyone not familiar with, they were kind of big in the 80s and 90s. I'm not sure if they're really all that big anymore. But they were sort of animal trainers, and it was an animal type circus act where, panthers and lions, and I think the biggest thing was a big white Siberian tiger, and it was the pretty stereotypical circus act of trained animals jumping through fiery hoops, and I think it's where the fiery hoop really became enormously famous based on one particular act, because normally you just say, you go to the circus, you see trained animals, but then it became, it's Siegfried and Roy, they're a little bit different, just talk about it in hushed whispers, just because I needed to change the voice up a little bit. Now, so Charles is just sort of it's kind of a lame joke at the end, and most of the humor is in the second panel. And then I kind of like Kenny just sort of, without even turning around, he just sort of get all that. And these are the things that he wants. And I'm still annoyed that Charles seems to just be wearing hovering bug eyes glasses, and they're not actually attached by anything. When there's a character later with glasses, then I do a bit better of attaching them or hooking them to his ears. If you look even closer, the top of his ear, the top of the ear is at the same level as the nose in most of these characters, so the glasses are up. Yeah, these are not very proportionate cartoon characters because your eyes are in the middle of your head, which I never quite believed, but it's what it is. With mine, my character's eyes are pretty much the top third of their head. About halfway up to 3/4 up. And so it makes it so that your eyes are way higher than your ears. So if I was going to draw a line connecting Charles's glasses somehow to tuck behind his ears, it would be a very, very steep diagonal line. I'd give you the y equals mx plus b equation for it, but either you wouldn't understand what I'm talking about, or you'd tell me I was wrong, or you'd just call me a vapid nerd. Oh my god, there's a lot of schmutz on my mouse this morning. It's probably there every day, but the fact is that I have now noticed it. Oh, this is filthy, and... I need to put that through a dishwasher or something. Okay, that's enough of me doing things like that. Yeah, that's about it. So we'll do Comic 161 tomorrow with a clean mouse. Yay!